So your homework, I gave you last week, and again, is to come back to me with a piece of paper that tells me the spoken programs that you have and how many episodes of each and how long they are, and then also do a similar sort of thing with your music, so that we know, have you got enough music? Have you got enough music to if we want to put Christmas music in December, for example? If you've only got 3 Christmas tracks, well, it's not going to be a very good selection of Christmas music we play in December. So, we've got 227 tracks here. I can give them to you, no problem, but it's pointless giving them if you already have them. So you need to do an audit of what you've actually got for you to make up your radio stations, and then we can start to build it from there. So that's, I was hoping you would have had that done by this week, but can you try to do it for next week, please? Can you make time to go through and write it down, and then send me an email? So you might have to make a little Excel spreadsheet with this program. I don't care if the program names are in Nepali, but if you just, whatever it is, Dr. Simon's the reality program, it's a 20-minute radio program. You've got 240 episodes of that. Great. You've got 600 recordings of the Word for Today. Great. You've got 7 of Deepak sermons down. I don't know, whatever it is you've got, just a list, so that we know what we've got to build with. Because again, when it comes time to build our rotations, remember we because we've got all our spot groups, we've got our categories for our music, and then we go and we build a rotation. So if we want to put 9 o'clock in the morning, we want to have a rotation that starts with the top of the hour. We play Foundations with Robbo and Mandy, and then we can't build it if we don't have it. So with Station Playlist, you can only build what you've got. You can add things later, but I need to know what you've got so that we can start the building process. Okay, that's your homework.
Yes.
I checked the computer this week, and actually I didn't note down in my copy, but whatever the songs or the programs we have, I checked it in the computer, and maybe later in my own way, as you taught us, in that way I can put it in a different categories, but the previous person who kept it in category, that's also okay. I mean, I think it's a good category you have kept. Do you want me to tell you? I mean, do you want me to say this? The categories, the folders are like easy listen Nepali.
Yep.
So this is
But I did activate the main. Yeah, I just saw this. Yeah.
this is a song folder actually, and then pop rock Nepali is another folder.
Yep. So what I would need,
Live.
what I would need, Deepak, is if you can just quickly type it out for me,
Okay.
and then also in another column tell me how many songs are in each of those folders or each of those categories.
Okay.
Yep. And so that just gives me a good understanding, so that when I come, because it's all very well having a folder. If you have a folder called Easy Listening Nepali, that's great.
Yeah.
But if it's only got 10 songs in it, you can't play them very often because the songs will rotate too fast. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are a lot, but
yeah.
Yeah, the numbers are not there. So
you have to
स्क्रॉल गर्नु देखाउँछ उसमा दिपक सर
हजुर
स्टेसन प्लेलिस्टमा हेर्नु भएको
होइन फोल्डरमा
हेर्नु भएको
and I'm checking it from the drive folder.
Yep. So you're looking at Windows Explorer.
Yes.
So not
yes.
in Station Photos. Yeah. Yep. One of these sorts of things.
So
Well, down in the bottom left hand corner, it will tell you.
yeah.
Right down in the
So
bottom
there
left hand
are
corner. It
like
should show.
kids songs, pop rock.
Yep. So if you look at pop rock, if you open pop rock, how many songs are in pop rock?
Pop rock English. About
In the bottom left hand corner, it will tell you of the screen. Right down here.
I think about 200.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. Okay, but if you can just make an Excel spreadsheet for me, just tell me the folder names and how many songs are in each one. That would be really helpful.
Okay, okay.
And do this, and do the same
because
for the.
because they haven't numbered this. I mean the track, the songs. So
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say how many are there. If we number
But
it,
on the screen, if you look at
yes.
my screen, I'm sharing it with you at the moment. See, I've got my Christmas thing open, and then right down the bottom corner here, it tells me there's 227 items in that folder. Or if you or the other thing you can do is you right click on the folder and click on properties, and it will come up and tell you there's on the properties. It tells me there's 227 files. Did you get that, Deepak?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
190 files. Yes.
190. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
So
For
that's
pop
good.
rock,
So,
I have 190 files.
Yep.
And I think this is instrumental songs. They have 46 files.
right. So again,
And
I'll just interrupt you, Deepak, because you telling me now isn't going to be helpful. I need to be able to see it and think about it before I come back to you and
okay.
make changes. So if you can give me the printout, just type it up for me quickly. That'd be good. So what I wanted us to do today, because last week we were talking about scheduling restrictions. If you remember, we talked about adding scheduling restrictions into tracks and such like. And this is going to be helpful for you, Sunil, as you put together for example, the spots the government's giving you. So if the government give you a spot and they say they want it to start on the 1st of August and play through to the 31st of August, the spot, then okay, there's a way you can do that. So what you actually need to do is in the Creator Pro, you go in the track list and you make sure you click on spot groups, because that's what we're talking about. So actually, let me just first off create a spot group. I'll just create a new spot group called. Let's put it on the right screen so you can see what I'm doing. Of adverts. Okay, and I'm going to add a folder. So actually, just bear with me. I'm just going to create a folder first on my desktop. Create a new folder called spots. And into that one, I'm going to put, I'm just going to use some music for the moment. I'm only using music because I only have music spots quickly available. So I'll just pretend these are government radio spots that they've given me, okay? Okay, let me call this spot 1. Spot 3. And spot 4. Where are those ones? Don't need them. Okay. You didn't need to see me doing that. Okay, so I'm going to go into here and go onto my desktop. Spots. Okay. So now I've got this thing called government spots here. And just to make it really easy, I'm going to specify a really different color so that we can find it. Very bright. I use purple. We use yeah, not with too many colors. Orange, brown, brown. Okay. And that's normal. Actually, put it as a commercial. Anyway, okay. So I have this place, and so I've got these government spots. Okay, so if I want, and there's 4 of them available at the moment. So if I go into my track list and choose my spot groups, and then choose government spots over here. You can see these would never be. If I open that up, so by double clicking on it, I get this dialog box, and then if I go to the scheduling restriction tab, I can specify that this is to start this year. It's going to start in August, and it's going to start on the 1st day of August, and it's going to finish this year. It's going to finish in August, and it's going to finish on the 31st of August. Okay, and so that, if I click OK now, that will only ever play in the month of August, that spot. I can tell it I don't want it to play on a Sunday. So it's only now going to play Monday to Friday. And then I could also say, actually, I want it to start at, don't want it to play before 6 a.m. Oops. 6 a.m. And it can go from 6 a.m. And what time do you go off here? You go off at 10, is that right? Is it 10 o'clock you go off here? I'll pretend it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So now
Time
it's only going to play between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. And 10 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and only in August. Okay. And if I click on OK, you'll see up in here it's got date restrictions active, but this one hasn't. Okay. So now that spot will only play between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Monday to Saturday in the month of August. Okay, do you want me to do that again? I'll do that again for the next one. So say this is the spot for September. So we open up and we get to the scheduling restrictions tab. Choose this year. I can just choose September, actually. I don't have to specify a date. But I will specify the day. I'll say it's to start on the 1st of September and go to the 30th of September. It's not, I don't want it playing on a Sunday. I don't want it before 6 a.m. I want to copy that down to all days, 6 a.m. And I want the last one to be at 10 p.m., which is 9:59, which is 21. Down. So now, if you can see that, I know it's a bit small, but it's going scheduled from 6 a.m. to 9:59:59, Monday through Saturday in September. Okay, and so that one's now scheduled. So when the government gives me a new spot, and they say we want this one to play in August also, Okay, so then I just need to go and dump. I need to save all actually. I need to dump that file when they give me an MP3 file. I just need to dump it into that folder. Where's my folder gone? Oh, I shut it down. So if I go to my desktop, so my government spots folder here, if I just put a new file when it arrives into here, so the first step, put the new file into here, and then once it's in there, then you go into your station playlist studio and your spot groups. It will still only say 4 here because unless you just open it. Let me just put one in. So hang on, I'll go back and I'll grab another song just because I can. Copy that and put that into there. Okay, now we've got 5 adverts from the government in that folder, but because I put it in the outside of station playlist, it still only thinks there's 4. So you just go over here, click on that, right click, and go rescan that folder. It's rescanned it, and now it's got 5. You can see there's 5. Okay, so it's found that extra song. So then if I go to the track list, it's remembered where I were last time. So it was Danger Zone I just put in there. That was the thing. You know, I double click on that, open it up, comes up to my scheduling restrictions, and that is to play next week. So it's only the first, needs to start on Monday. What is next week? Sorry, let me just, come on, Mousy, what are you doing? So I'm just trying to find a calendar to find out what day we're up to. So it needs to start on Monday, the 1st of August and play through to Saturday, the 6th of August. So they want that to start on Monday, the 1st of August and finish playing on Saturday, the 6th of August. Okay. And so that one will only play now next week. And this other one that I've got scheduled to play in August, it will also play next week, but it will continue playing later in August. Do you see how I've done that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yep. How you going, Sunil? Did you follow through there? You're muted, brother.
I need to learn again. I need to see again.
So one more time? Okay.
Yeah, one more time.
Okay. So you're okay with the first part where I've created a folder to drop the MP3s into, and I've told Station Playlist that there's a spot group called the government spot, government adverts, and they're all found in that folder. So whenever you start Station Playlist Creator, it will look in that folder and see how many things are in there and come up with the number. Over here it's 5. Okay, so it's found 5 tracks in that folder. Okay, so that's the first part of it. And now we've scheduled the other part of it is in the rotations. We need to add in here. We need to go and put in a put a government spot, one of the government adverts in here. So it's going to be scheduled, because at the moment it won't be scheduled because it's not actually in the schedule. Okay, I was just assuming you would know that. Maybe that's not a good assumption. So, but let me go back one step. Okay, so we'll go back to what we did previously. So, the spot groups, we've got the government adverts. We're going to go into the track list, and this lists all the tracks that are in. In this case, we're looking at the spot groups over here, top right hand corner, and then we've chosen the government adverts, and we've got the 5 adverts that are in this 5 adverts that are in this folder that are in this spot group. Okay. And so if this spot number 4 is their one for December this year, so we double click on it. Originally it'll come up with track information, categorization, yada, 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 timing, don't worry about that. There's the schedule restrictions that we want to look at. And they want this one, this advert is to play in December. So we will go 2023, 2022. So it starts and finishes this year. It's going to be played in December. I mean, if they want it, let's say they want to play for November and December. So we can start it on the 1st of November and finish it on the 24th of December because it finishes, it's in the lead up to Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you got to be careful with this one. See this here, it says delete file when expired. You can activate that, but it will actually physically delete the file and it will be gone from your system. So, but that can be handy for keeping things tidy if it's, in this case, like a government ad. But, okay. And again, because your radio program only starts at 6 in the morning, we're going to start at 6. And we're going to finish at 10 or 9:59, as this case may be. And we don't want to play on Sundays because we don't play adverts on Sundays. I don't know, maybe you do. And then, okay. So now that spot won't be scheduled to play until November the 1st this year. And you can see over here that the date restriction, it doesn't show the time restrictions, it just shows the date restriction summary. So 1st of November 2022 through the 24th of December 2022 for that one. This one is the 1st to the 6th of August. This one is the 1st to the 31st of August. This is the 1st to the 30th of September. And so that's all you need to do as far as that's concerned. Now, the other part of it, obviously, is that we need station playlist to schedule the government spots throughout the day. And at the moment, because we haven't told it, we've told station playlist that we've got these spots, but we haven't ever told it to actually schedule them. And we want you to choose these ones. So then we would go into our rotations and we would choose the rotation that we, so if for example, we want to play these spots at in the hours, I'll just say in the hours, 7 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So 4 times a day we're going to play the government spots. Okay, so we would go into the 7 o'clock in the morning spot, and we would add the government thing and we'd put it wherever we want it to put. So maybe it happens in there. I'd suggest we put an ID after it, but we'll just go with that for now. So that's the 7 o'clock in the morning. And we said we're going to put it at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we need to put it in here as well. So now it's in there. Okay. And then at, what did I say? 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Put the government ads in. So at the moment we've only put one advert in, one ad, one slot. If you had 2 or 3 ads that you wanted, you might be needing to put more in. I don't know. If you need to play 6 spots a day or something, then obviously that's more. Obviously more. But I'm just putting in 4 government spots a day at the moment. So there'll only be 4 government spots a day played, and then it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon we were playing the last one. So that's okay. So now I've put those into the playlist, and if I just hit save all, it will now create a schedule that includes those spots, and it will choose the spot it plays on that based on the scheduling restrictions that we have put on those individual slots. So let me just back the truck up again for this. And okay, so we've created a spot group called government spots. We've put individual spots into that spot group, and we're putting individual controls on when those individual spots can play. That was the scheduling restriction we put on those individual spots. Then we've taken a more general look and said, okay, we want a spot from the government adverts category to play at 7 o'clock in the morning, in the 7 o'clock in the morning hour. So that's when we scheduled it. And so what the scheduler will, what the program will do when it goes to schedule it, it will go and look and say, I need to pick one of these, I need to pick a spot from this category, and it will go and it will choose what it's allowed to choose based on the scheduling restrictions. And it will schedule the spot. Does that make sense? It's quite complex, but once you get your head around it, it sort of makes sense.
Lovely. We are, that's okay. No problem at all. Thank you so much.
You're both muted if you try and tell me anything.
You too. Bye.
I don't know. My screen is freezed.
Oh, is it? We could see you okay.
I think. Oh. Now it's okay.
No, it's okay. Yep. So, Sunil, did you manage to follow what we were doing there with your government spots?
Yeah, mostly I understood but not completely all of them. But I am technician. What? Sir, mostly I learned, but not 100%. I got it, but mostly I. Sir, hello.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah. This restriction method is used for song and small sport only, or we can do for half an hour program also.
The scheduling restrictions doesn't care. It will restrict whatever you tell it to restrict. So if it's
Like,
a song or an advert, so what you may find is that, for example, if you have a song, you might have in your main playlist, you might have some songs that are quite raucous, quite up tempo, and you don't want those songs to play between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m., for example, because they're good songs, but they're just a bit heavy for overnight listeners. So you can put a scheduling restriction on those songs that they won't get scheduled between 1 a.m. and 5 p.m. 5 a.m. Or you may have, conversely, you might have a really nice piano instrumental or some instrumental songs, and you don't really want them playing in the breakfast show because they're too light, but they're really nice for evenings and overnight. So you might put a scheduling restriction on that particular song or those particular songs that they only play after 8 p.m. and before 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Okay, so you can use it. You can use the scheduling restriction. The scheduling restrictions, though, the limitation is you have to do it per song or per spot. Okay, so that's the first thing. So it will override anything else. So that's what you've got to be careful about. You've got to remember that you've put a scheduling restriction on it, because if you have a scheduling, say for example, you were to do what I said before about the noisy songs and the really upbeat youth music, and you go, well, we don't want that playing after midnight on our station, and so you put you've got 10 of those songs, and you put a scheduling restriction on them that they're not to play after midnight on your station because they're too loud for your audience, you think. But then maybe in a month's time you come up and someone says, hey, let's play a youth program from midnight to 1 a.m. on a Friday night with some really good loud music. Well, because you've got individual scheduling restrictions on those individual tracks, station playlists won't be able to choose them to play, even though you're specifically now looking for the louder music. So you've actually created a problem for yourself. So you've got to be careful with when you do these sorts of scheduling restrictions that you document it well, I guess, is one thing, so people understand what you've done, because you can they're powerful tools, but used the wrong way, you could accidentally negatively impact the sound of your station as well.
Yeah.
Does that make
yeah
sense?
that
Yep.
yeah, that's making sense.
Yep.
Yeah, if there will be the disadvantage also. If I do the
Yep.
restriction, I need to be careful. So
Yep.
I need to do
So
this in practical, so I can have more knowledge about
Yep.
this. So I will
So
definitely I will use in my student playlist restriction slowly. So I will be.
Yeah, so I would suggest that you are very cautious about putting actual restrictions on music, because see for example, this track here, Africa Anointed Messiah, has got a date restriction on it, and I'm not sure. So it's restricted to only play between midnight and 4 p.m. for some reason. Now, if I didn't know that, I'd be wondering why that song's not getting picked in the afternoons. So I don't know what that restriction is. So I would actually take it off. And so now that song doesn't have a date restriction on it. So if we just look at, if I just find the ones that do have here. Yeah. So I've just got to be, you've got to be careful that when you put, when you put restrictions, because if you like, the hierarchy of what Station Playlist does is the individual restrictions that you put on individual tracks are the most powerful, if you like. They can't be overridden without going in and changing that individual restriction. I didn't say that very well. But yes, you'll find that these restrictions can be a friend, but I would use them sparingly. I guess that's what I'm saying, because it's a very granular, it's a very precise piece of restriction. There are better tools available to you to achieve the sound of your station and that you're trying to achieve, rather than having to go into every individual song and restrict it in some way. Because if you do that, you're creating a nightmare for yourself. But in the example where you were talking about having these government spots, and they send you a new spot and they say, please play this from starting on the 1st of October and play it through to the 31st of October. Yes, then the scheduling restriction opportunity works really, really well in that sort of circumstance.
Sir, I have a question. I have a question. Yeah, actually, if there is 100 songs, so I can restrict maybe 5, 4, or 10 songs. I can restrict it out of 100, right? So if I restricted 10 songs, so instead of 10 songs, system will play another song, right?
No, no,
Yeah.
it will skip it. Well, sorry.
If I if I
Yeah,
if
so
I if I 100 songs, if I 100
yep,
song, if I restricted
in a category,
five songs out of
in a,
them.
in a category. So you've got a
No,
category with
yeah,
100 songs in it.
yeah.
Yes. So yes, it
If
will.
I
So it will,
100 songs in category and if I restrict 5 songs, so system will play instead uh, the 5 restricted song already is there. So system will play another song, right?
okay.
Yeah. But my
Well,
question is,
before I answer that, you need to understand that the restrictions aren't about when the state aren't about when the song plays. It's about how it is scheduled. That's an important distinction. So the scheduling program, when it goes because when you create these when you create your rotations and your schedules for the day, that's like the template. So it's saying, you know, so when it's saying I want to play a Bible verse, choose one of my Bible verses for the top of the hour. Then I want choose one of my IDs, then play the next Grace to You program, then choose one of my worship regular songs, then choose something from the gold regular category. So it's choosing that. So that's your template. So when the scheduling program goes to fill in the template for tomorrow morning, this is the 4 a.m. schedule. So tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. schedule, it will go in and it will choose the music that is available for it to be played from those categories at that time.
okay.
So so the scheduling restriction is exactly that. It's restricting your scheduling program. It's not restricting your play out program. If you were in the play out, and this might confuse you, but I'll say it anyway. If we're in the play out here, and I'm actually live on the air, and Deepak rings up and says, "Hey, can you please play me DC Talks Jesus Freak?" And we have a scheduling restriction on that song that song won't play during the day. I'm not scheduling the song. I am choosing it, and I can tell it. I can tell station playlist to go and play that song, and it will from here, because it's only not being chosen because it's been told not to be scheduled for that time. But I'm not scheduling it. I'm telling it to play now. So do you understand that subtle difference? So when you said, will it choose a different song? The scheduling program will choose an alternate song to play in that slot, and then it will give it to the play out program, and the play out program will play what the scheduling program has chosen for it. So the scheduling restriction doesn't have impact on the play out program, it actually impacts on the scheduling program. Important distinction. Yep. So sorry, carry on.
Yeah. Now another thing, you already made 5 sport in government sport, right?
Yep.
So uh, uh, if I schedule or restricted, uh, uh, today it's July 26, 27, right? Today is July 27. So if I restrict that 5 government sport from not July, from August, from August 1st, it should not play. If I schedule like that. So instead of that spot, what going to be play in that time?
Okay, good question. I'm glad you asked that question. So if I go to my government adverts here, oops, hang on, sorry, wrong program, wrong thing, track list, spot groups, government spot. So I've got my thing, and I'll put a restriction on this one that this is going to play in December. So if you can see over here, the date restriction are the all from the 1st of August. There's two that start on the 1st of August. There's one that starts on the 1st of September, and there's one that starts on the 1st of November. So because we put in our spot group, in our rotations, 7 a.m. It's got to play a government advert. It's got to choose one of the 5 government adverts to play. But because of the scheduling restrictions on those individual adverts, there isn't an advert that it can play today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday, because there are individual restrictions on all the adverts in that category, that none of them can be chosen in July. Okay, so when it comes to playing, it's created the rotation for 7 a.m. tomorrow, and although it says it's to pick a government advert, there isn't any that it's allowed to pick, so it will just skip over it. So if you're listening at 7 a.m. tomorrow, you will hear a fresh new music song, and then it will play a current up song. It will just skip over that. It hasn't got anything to play for a government
Nice.
advert.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Yes.
Yep. Does that answer
And
the question?
Sir, it will not affect the 1 hour block, because there is a 1 hour block.
Yes, it will. Because it's thinking that, okay, the schedule, when it says the time is 1 hour and 11 minutes, you may not be able to read that, but it says that this hour
Yeah.
is approximately 1 hour and 11 minutes long.
Yeah,
But if there's none of those spots, and they're 3-minute spots, it will actually only be a 1 hour and 7-minute thing. So
but I'm making always making 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 hour, 2 minutes, not going more than 2 minutes. I'm always making, when I'm making the block, I'm always
Okay.
making 1 hour, 2 minutes more than, and then
Yep.
I will not going more than that. So it will affect, sir.
potentially, but remember that there's two things in here. One is you should, I mean, there's no trouble making 1 hour, 3, 4, 5-minute long blocks. In fact, if you had a slot for the government spots, and there's, I don't know how long these government ads are, say they're 2 minutes long, then, and there's a chance that you may not be playing it, then you want to always be scheduling at least 1 hour and 2 minutes, because there's a possibility that there might be 2 minutes missing from from your hour. Okay. The other thing, if you remember, right back in the options, in the tools, tools. No, sorry, it's in this one, isn't it? It's in here. View options. In here, we said that this here on the advanced options, on short hours, insert top-up tracks. Okay, so if station playlist is playing the 7 o'clock in the morning hour, and there's no government spot, and so there's actually only 58 minutes worth of programming scheduled, it will go and insert what it calls a top-up track. So because the hour is short, the schedule created the hour, but the schedule only created a 58-minute hour, not a 60-minute hour. So we have told it, dear Mr. Station Playlist Studio, if you're playing an hour of content and it's short, you don't know what to do, well, we want you to insert a top-up track. And under our folder locations, our top-up folders, I've told it where I've given it a couple of options, so it will just go and choose a song random out of those folders. Okay,
Yes.
so it's
Very
not
nice.
a big. It will do that. So you've got three
Actually,
options.
yeah, this is very nice, sir. Very nice.
Yep.
In
So-
in my
so it's
early days, it's already 11 o'clock. In my early days, what happened, you know, sir? I'm making 1 hour block, and there is a two program like a 27 minute two program, and
Yep.
and I put the second program like 40 minute area, and then what will if you know when the program start in 8:40, and that program is already long, 27 minutes, so it will not following the block, no. Yeah, it should be 1 hour, 1 hour. We need to have 1 hour, 1 hour block, but the program
Yes.
is you understood what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
And
You want to try.
it
You want to try and make.
not, yeah, it is not stopping in 1 hour, but it is going like it is the
Just carry on.
it is starting 8 o'clock, and that hour continue going 8:20, and it's still like that happened. That's why I'm
Yep.
now I knew already. That's why I'm not putting like that program. So very
Right.
carefully I'm putting like that. That's why.
That's good. Okay. So yep, I know Deepak, you need to leave. Yep,
Yeah.
and we are on 11, so that's
Yeah.
good. Okay, but I think
Nice.
that's good
Yeah,
progress.
very.
Yep.
This is very technical. Very nice, sir.
Yep. Okay.
But
Right.
when my hour is short, the route the air block is repeating. I don't know why this is repeating. My station playlist is
Oh,
repeating,
okay.
not choosing the songs.
Because here you go. See this? If you go
Yeah, that
into
one.
your
That one. That
make
is
sure
in my system.
make sure it says insert top up tracks, not
Okay,
repeat
I
the
will do
last
it.
hour.
I
Yep.
will do it.
Yep.
Next time I'll
Okay.
do it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Ready?
you.
You go and see your kids at school, Deepak.
Yes,
good.
sir. They are having exam.
Oh, okay.
So I need to pick them and then leave them to the school now. That's why. Yes.
Okay. Oh, ready? Well,
So
catch up with you guys next week.
yes, we will practice it. I just want to ask you one thing. Because the station playlist which we have here, it is broadcasting the song. So for practice, can have a different in our laptop which is not connected to anything. Just we can
You
use it
should
for
have
practice.
two. With Station Playlist, there are two licenses available. One is, sorry, with every installation of Station Playlist, you actually get two licenses. You get the one for the playout, and you get one for a production computer as well. So
Okay,
you
okay.
should have a second license, or check with Shanti if there's another computer that's got Station Playlist production on it. If it hasn't, flick me an email and I'll talk to Steve Munro and we'll see if we can sort something out. Yeah, because we obviously don't want you breaking the on-air station while you're playing around.
Yes, because I don't want
Yeah.
to mess the thing in this playlist which is in the desktop. So thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay.
for your time.
Okay. See you again.
Bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sunil.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Just stop the recording.